Hi everyone, this is Sultan with Rex Theme, and in this video I'll show you how you can generate WooCommerce product feed for Vivino to sell your wines online. Now Vivino is one of the largest wine marketplaces with over 50 million active users and at least 1 million visits per month. Now to sell your wine products in Vivino, you simply need to upload your wines in their marketplace using the right format. In this video, I'll use one of our plugins, Product Feed Manager for WooCommerce, which has a pre-built template for Vivino so that you can generate product feed with all your wine products and upload it to Vivino Marketplace in just a few clicks. So let's get started. So what you're looking at, the basic format of Vivino product feed, where there are several products included. Now here I have just viewed a single product where you can see all the required attributes you need to submit to include your products in Vivino. So you can see the product name, the price, the quantities minimum, bottle size, bottle quantity, link, inventory count, and the product ID. These are all the mandatory attributes to submit when you are gonna list your products on Vivino. Now if I open the thread for another product here, then you'll see that there are many other attributes you can include, such as the producer name, the wine name, the vintage, an image for the wine. You can include several other attributes to make this more engaging for the user. Alright. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use our plugin Product Feed Manager for WooCommerce to generate a product feed with all the required attributes and show you that how easily you can generate a product feed for Vivino. Alright. So let's get started. Now as you can see, I'm on the dashboard and I already have Product Feed Manager for WooCommerce installed and activated on my site. Once you have that, you'll see this icon and product feed menu on the dashboard menus. Okay, now the first thing you need to do is you need to enable Vivino as the merchant type to generate the feed. So what you do is hover your mouse on product feed and go to the settings menu, and once you're on this page, go to the merchants tab. In this tab you need to look for Vivino. So what I do is I use Command F to bring the search bar of the browser and I search for Vivino, or you can use Control F if you have a PC. So once you find Vivino here, you just enable this and wait for 2 seconds. Next, scroll up and click on the Controls tab, and here click on Purge Cache. Now once this is done, now you're ready. You can now generate feed for Vivino. So let me show you how. First, click on Add New Feed. This will take you to this page where you are here to create a brand new product feed. So initially, first you need to give the name. So let me give it Vivino XML. Next, you need to configure some of the basic details to understand what products you're going to include. So for Vivino, let me explain what these options will be. So if you want to include all the wines in your site, you can choose all published products, or you can use some of the filters to filter out and include only a certain amount of products in the feed. Let me just keep it as all published product here. The refresh interval will decide how often the feed will be updated with any changes you make on your site for your products. For example, you changed the vintage for a certain wine. In that case, the feed will be automatically updated on certain intervals you choose here. So if you choose hourly, every hour the feed will be updated with the changes you make on your site. If you choose daily, it will be updated daily, and if you choose weekly, it will be updated every week. For now, let me just keep it as no interval. Next is the include variable parent product. This option is not necessary for Vivino, so I'll just mark it as no. For include product variations, you need to keep it as yes, as if you have any wines in terms of variations in your WooCommerce store, each variant will be included as a separate product when you list it on Vivino. Next is include variation product name. In case you have any important element of the product title as a variant term, then you can mark this as yes. For example, many people might want to create variations of the wine color. In that case, you need to mark it as yes so that the wine color is included to the product title. But we recommend that you by default include that in the product name so that it's much easier to generate the feed. Include parent products as group products. You should mark this as no because in Vivino you can only list individual products and their offers. You cannot submit group products or bundle products. Now next is exclude invisible or hidden products. If you have hidden products that you want to exclude, you can mark this as yes. Let me just keep it as no for now, as I don't have any hidden products. The analytics parameter is basically you can add UTM parameters to the links of all the wines you include in the feed. you can use this if you want that. Okay, next is time for the feed configuration. First, click on the merchant type list and choose Vivino as the merchant type. And once you do that, you'll see that a lot of attributes have appeared below. Now these are all the required or recommended attributes that you need to submit to Vivino. Okay, so you can see most of them are configured already. Okay, the product name attribute already has the value product title, the price is assigned with the value regular price, the link is assigned with the value product URL. Now some of these are not configured, for example these values and the wine name. Let me explain how to input those. Okay, first of all, the quantity is minimum is basically if this is a discounted offer you're submitting to Vivino, then does the discount apply if you have a certain amount of quantities ordered, or does it apply to each bottle? For example, you can use the quantities minimum is true if you want that the discount will only be applicable if someone orders at least 6 bottles. If below, the discount will not be applicable. So in that case, you can mark it as true. So right now I don't want to put any minimum quantity for discount, so let me just mark it as false. Next is the bottle size, is the volume of the bottle. So basically you submit what's the volume of the bottles of each wine that you submit. Now in my shop, all wines have the same bottle sizes, so I'll just include that 800 ml. If you have multiple bottle sizes, then you should save this value in a custom field and then use that value over here. All right. The bottles quantity is basically how many bottles are being sold at the price you're offering. All right. So let's say I'm just offering this price for one bottle only. All right. But if you have multiple, for example, you included the price of $30 and you're providing that price for about 6 bottles, then you can just include bottles quantity as 6. All right. Now I keep on saying that the bottles quantity is depending on the price offered. It's because Vivino expects you to submit products with discounted prices. So in that case, if you have a discounted price which you set as sale price in your site, then rather than using the value as regular price, you should choose the price value as price. In this case, what will happen is if you don't have a discount on a certain wine, the feed will include the regular price of the product. But if you have a selling price set up in your WooCommerce for a certain wine, then this price will include the selling price for that product. All right. Next, you can see at the very bottom, I've included an extra attribute called wine name. Now you can include several extra attributes if you want to make the feed more optimized. So basically, it's the basic wine name that you have for the product. Now WooCommerce doesn't have any default field where you have to save this, so you can use a custom field to do that. Now since this is a test feed I'm generating, I'm just gonna use a static value just to show you how the outcome is, but usually you should use a custom field to save this value. So let's say I'm just using red wine. Okay. All right. Now if you want to include more extra attributes to make this feed more engaging, you can just click on add new attribute and click on this field to select from a list of all the other attributes that are accepted by Vivino. Let's say I want to include a description. So here you choose description. Now if you have the value for description stored somewhere in the products within WooCommerce, then you can choose it as attribute and then find out that field name over here. So I'm just using the product description as the description. If you have it in any custom field, then you can always scroll down and here you'll see product custom attributes. You'll find that field name over here, right? So for now, I'm just using a default WooCommerce value, which is the product description. So I don't have to worry about the custom fields. And in case you want to include a static value for all products being the same, you can always choose this as static and use a value on the field on the right side. Okay, now let's choose the output sanitization as default. You can always use output sanitizations wherever required. For example, if you have HTML tags in the description in your WooCommerce store, those are not accepted by Vivino. In that case, you can choose an output sanitization of strip tags, and that is going to remove all the HTML tags from your feed description. All right. So now that I'm done configuring the feed, the next thing to do is to publish the feed. So click on publish, and you'll see there's a progress bar appearing here. This indicates how far of the feed has been generated. As you can see, the feed is generated really quick, and once this is generated, this page will reload, and on the right side you'll find this option called feed URL. In case you don't see this here, you can always go to the screen options and enable it from here. Okay, So for now, my one is already here. So now I can view the feed by clicking on this button. And once I click on it, you can see the feed has been generated in the right format, similar to what Vivino required. Let me just compare it to the Vivino's original feed. This is the Vivino's original feed that I showed you at the beginning. And when I move on to the test one I created, this is the one. You can see these are almost exactly the same, except the descriptions, which I have from my WooCommerce store. So that's it. That's how easily you can generate a Vivino XML feed using Product Feed Manager for WooCommerce and start selling your wines on Vivino Marketplace. So thanks for watching this video. If you need any help in generating the feed, or if you get confused at any point, you can always knock our support, and our support team will be happy to help you. We are always here in trying to make you use a plugin as easily as possible and start doing your business to make some money from your WooCommerce store. So that's it for this video. That's how easy it is to generate product feed for Vivino using Product Feed Manager for WooCommerce. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in one of my future videos. Take care.